Iran chokes the most strategic route for supplying Middle Eastern oil to the rest of the world. We are talking about the Strait of Hormuz here. Strait of Hormuz is used as a route to supply almost 20% of the oil supply from Iran and other Middle Eastern countries. And Iran's move to block this strait is bound to send shockwaves around the Western capitals. And it is highly likely that Russia is pulling the strings here. You must be having questions in your mind. Why is Iran doing this at this point of time? And how Russia is involved in this? Hold your horses and keep watching the video. Hi and welcome to TFI Global, the foreign affairs and geopolitical analysis arm of the TFI Media Group. I'm your host Atul Mishra, and if you haven't subscribed to the TFI Global channel yet, hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon to receive all the latest updates. And do not forget to download our iOS and Android apps. Let's begin. The Strait of Hormuz, as previously said, is a strategic location for Middle Eastern countries. It is located between Oman and Iran and connects the Gulf countries, that is, Iraq, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, Qatar, and the United Arab Emirates, to the Arabian Sea and beyond. In reality, it forms a choke point between the Arabian Gulf and the Gulf of Oman, making it the world's most vital oil conduit. Over 1/6 of the worldwide oil production and 1/3 of global liquefied natural gas transits over the 39-kilometer strait. Furthermore, Iran's location on the banks of the Strait of Hormuz gives it an advantage over other Middle Eastern countries. And Iran has done a pretty good job of leveraging this opportunity. Iran has been exploiting this strait for its own interests. For example, the Iranian government many times has threatened to cause issues for oil ships in the Strait of Hormuz in response to US sanctions aimed at Iran. But lately, Iran itself has been creating many tussles in the region, hence choking this strategically narrow route. A few days back, the media reported that Iran's Revolutionary Guard had seized 2 Greek oil tankers near the Arabian Gulf. The Greek authorities said that Iranian helicopters landed gunmen on the 2 tankers, after which the ships were directed towards the Iranian coast. Greek Foreign Ministry in a statement told, "The ship has been seized by the Iranian authorities. We have no communication with them at this time." And more lately, the US Navy had a tense encounter with Iran's Revolutionary Guard in the strategic Strait of Hormuz. You must be wondering why Iran would take such moves. Any such move would ultimately clog up the path for transporting its own oil. Iran, being Iran, has already devised a new oil transit route. Iran has built a bypass that will allow it to avoid shipping through the Strait of Hormuz. The new terminal sits near Jask port in Oman's Gulf, just south of the Strait of Hormuz, allowing ships bound for the Arabian Sea and beyond to bypass the strait. This is a strategic move and an important step for Iran. It will secure the continuation of our oil exports, ex-President Hassan Rouhani said. And now, by deliberately choking the Strait of Hormuz, Iran is attempting to cause difficulties for both the Western world and the rest of the Middle Eastern countries. Unlike Iran, Gulf countries lack an alternative route to carry their oil to the rest of the globe, and the West would undoubtedly suffer because it is heavily reliant on Middle Eastern oil. Therefore, through its blockade in the Strait of Hormuz, Iran has effectively blocked Western countries' last access to Iraq's, Kuwait's, and UAE's oil. This would further stiffen Russia's energy leverage on Europe and weaken EU's position in Ukraine. So it would be hardly surprising if Russia had already given tacit approval to Iran's bold maneuvers in the region.